The power of a team. This weekend is Memorial Day weekend, and today is Memorial Day. Over the weekend, I attended the funeral services for a 97-year-old relative. Hard to be too sad about living 97 years, and it was a fantastic group of services. He had a Masonic service at the funeral. He also was a veteran, and he had a military service as well. The cemetery in which he was buried is one in which I have many relatives that are buried also, going back into the 1700s. So my wife and I took a walk around that cemetery, and we looked at how many people were killed during active duty all the way back into the 1700s to give us the freedom that we enjoy today. So I hope that you take a few minutes to remember those that sacrificed and what they sacrificed for. At the end of the services, they had a luncheon at a small campground, and the campground had a deck out back, and a woman who walked out on the deck just stepped in the wrong place, and her right leg went through the deck, smashed through the wood. And the first reaction of people was, "Oh my gosh, let's pull her out." I was standing there and I said, "No, let's not do that. Let's get some medical people." There was a nurse who had a PhD in nursing. There was also a trained medic that was there. And so we took a look. Actually, we let them take a look at the situation. She was cut in a couple places, but she also had a nail that had, where the board broken, had gone into her leg. Now, if the head of the nail had gone into her leg. Now, if we just let those people pull her up, they would have pulled her up. Probably would have stopped when she was screaming, because the head of the nail would have continued to rip through her leg. But what it pointed out to me, which is something that we all should remember in QLA, is there's a reason you put together a dream team. There's a reason that that team will give you the experience that you don't yourself have. And it was important for me to watch this group work. The nurse and the medic worked really well together. There was an additional person who brought a bolt cutter, and so we could cut the nail that was in her, so we could in fact lift her up and then get her the medical attention that she needed. But absent that kind of expertise, I am sure that some people would have just grabbed hold of her and pulled her up. The other thing that was surprising to me, but just fantastic to see, here she is with reasonably severe injury. Thankfully, it didn't sever any arteries or anything like that. But she was tough as nails. A couple people commented to her, "Are you okay?" thinking that she might be in shock. She just closed her eyes, she kind of centered herself, and she let people work around her. And she said, "No, I'm okay." She held up her hand and she said, "This finger I lost, and I drove myself to the hospital." So she was one tough lady. But in the end, it showed me and reinforced to me again the power of a team. So I would encourage you to remember that. Put people on your dream team that are talented, that have the skills that you don't have, and then let them work. Most of the time they want to work. And certainly I saw that this weekend. I thanked the PhD in nursing for what she did, and she said, "Of course." And it was what they do. So I hope that lesson drives the point home about how important a dream team is and how important it is for you to use them. Okay, so if you've got any ideas for future podcasts, I'd love to hear those. You just go ahead and email me at bruce@brucewhipple.com. And if you go over to brucewhipple.com, go ahead and grab the free class. It's brucewhipple.com/free class. I look forward to hearing from you, and remember, this is QLA's time. There is a lot of free information you can use to acquire already profitable businesses. This is Bruce Whipple. Thanks for listening to the Business Acquisition Podcast. And remember, you miss 100% of the opportunities you fail to take. And procrastination truly is the thief of time. So do something today, please. Your future self will be proud of.